Yeah, I'm an AI, but I'm here to talk apps. Real apps you can build in minutes with Base 44.
Okay, hi guys. Hi guys, can you hear me? Hi everybody, can you hear me? Okay, hi guys. Yeah, so welcome to our webinar and Happy New Year. I know it's been too late to say this, but yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. So we just launched DeFi 3.0, which is more than just a version update, and it represents the evolution of an entirely new DeFi workflow. So we got two new products, DeFi Lite and DeFi Works. DeFi Lite is an AI-native real-time plugin right inside your modeling tool. So you can use it for lightweight real-time design exploration in SketchUp. And then you can seamlessly sync to DeFi Render for more immersive presentations. And you can also efficiently access and manage high-quality 3D assets through the DeFi Works platform. DeFi Works is an asset library that architects and spatial designers like you can upload and share assets. So when you need models or materials for your projects, you can also find resources here. So in this webinar, we will walk you through the entire DeFi workflow, including DeFi Lite and DeFi Engine, DeFi Works, and also important updates in DeFi Render, like Ocean, true displacement, procedural building, AI scene match, virtual tours, and more. So if you have any questions during the process, just drop it in the chat box and I will check them out later in the QA section. And as always, we have prepared a gift for you, so make sure to stay with us until the end. All right, so for those who are new to DeFi please visit defirender.com and click this button to download D5 Render and D5 Launcher. So once you've downloaded, you can install them together, and then you can find D5 workflow, you can find D5 Lite in the workflow section, and you can install it there. And also you can see that there's a Works tab here. So all the modeling resources and materials in this as a library. So, so we just introduced D5 Lite, and it comes with both real-time rendering and AI modes. So D5 Lite is powered by our proprietary D5 engine, which is also an exciting news that we like to share with you, because this engine is totally developed by our in-house team. So we'll give it a full breakdown later. And the combination of AI and render means in real projects, you can mix and match them in a lot of different ways. So early on, you might start in AI mode to generate a few reference images for your model, and then you can switch back to SketchUp to keep shaping your model while using those references as a guide. And also you can experiment with different context, vegetation, and materials for your projects. And once your model is in place, you can also use AI to quickly generate more polished and accurate pictures, which you can use for internal communication. So this kind of workflow is really useful when you need to edit your project in a very fast cycle. You can jump back and forth whenever it makes sense. And apart from AI, we've also integrated real-time path tracing for D5 Lite, and behind it is our D5 engine. And it's also the first time that we introduce it for the global community. So from day one, we had a clear goal for D5 engine, which is to build a true real-time path tracing renderer. Over 2 years ago, we assembled a dedicated research and development team to make this happen. And today, that goal is a reality. We're officially introducing D5 engine. You can experience its power in D5 Lite. In this section, you will see how D5 engine performs in different lighting conditions and how it compares to other solutions like Lumen. So first, let's take a look at this render from D5 Lite. At first glance, it might look very simple, but I believe many of you know that this is actually one of the hardest scenarios in rendering, especially for real time, because there are no artificial lights here. The room is lit by the indirect light leaking through this door gap. And you can also notice the contact shadows under the table legs. Everything is precise. And we can also check the real-time viewports and the final output. So left is the viewport, and on the right is the final render. You can compare the overall lighting, the exposure and reflection intensity. The consistency between the preview and the final output is unprecedented. And we can also focus on this part on the cabinet. You can see it's lit up by the light beams that bounce off the floor. So this level of indirect lighting is usually missing in real-time rendering, because traditional real-time renderers calculate at most 3 light bounces, but D5 Lite's indirect lighting is based on 8 or more accurate bounces. So that's how we achieve offline quality in real time. And here's a scene with even more geometric details. You can look at the shadows where the balloons touch the ceiling, and you can also check the intricate shadows on the white moldings. Even in the real-time viewport on the left, the lighting accuracy matches the final render perfectly. And next, for this one, honestly, it's hard to tell which one is viewport and which is the output, because the consistency is very high. And if you look closely at the shadows around these small blocks, There are no artifacts, just clean geometry and accurate shadow details. And next, we want to put DeFi Lite head-to-head against the Unreal Engine's Lumen. And we know that many users have asked for this for a long time. So here's Lumen. It runs at 15 milliseconds per frame. And here's DeFi Lite. It's more accurate, running at 10 milliseconds. That's a solid 100 FPS. And we also want to compare the global illumination. So in Lumen, the direct sunlight looks okay, but the shadows lack definition, particularly in here. And you can see the dark areas look uniformly lit on these floors. But in D5, the indirect lighting is physically correct. You can clearly see the transition from the bright areas to the dark areas. And also you can notice the difference between on the first floor and on the ground floor. So next we want to compare the materials. In Lumen, you might feel that materials a bit flat and lack detail. But in D5 engine, the GI bounces accurately to reveal the texture and quality of materials. So you can see the shimmering effect on the surface. And we also want to see the HDR lighting from Lumen. Lumen loses a ton of detail from the HDR because the sun information is dropped, leaving the shadows underlit. But that problem doesn't exist in D5 Lite. D5 engine preserves the full HDR highlight information. So one single HDR image is all you need to light the entire scene. And next up, for the glass, Lumen struggles to accurately render glass refraction or frosted glass. But again, it's accurate in D5 engine because we don't use traditional methods that use normal distortion to fake frosted glass, but we actually ray trace based on the physical surface properties. So real refraction in real time. And in the next project, we have put a mirror over here. You can see Lumen struggles in spaces like this, and the back of the pillar outside the frame isn't receiving proper indirect light. But in D5 engine, that issue doesn't exist as well. Because D5 engine is a pure path tracing solution, so it handles mirrors accurately. The indirect light and skylight inside the reflection are perfect. And again, this is all real time. And finally, let's compare Unreal Engine's path tracer to our path tracing. This is Unreal Engine's native path tracer. And this is D5 Engine's proprietary path tracing. Both are set to 128 samples per pixel. As you can see, D5 engine has significantly less noise. This means that at the same sample count, D5 converge faster than Unreal. And simply stated, for the same image quality, D5 requires fewer samples, giving you higher frame rates. And if you want to dive deeper into our D5 engine and the story why we want to build it, you can find a blog post on our official website. It covers all the technical breakdowns, and you can find it on defirender.com. Although DeFi Lite hasn't been rolled out for a long time, we've already collected incredible feedback from our global community. So let me quickly share some of their work, like this one. So this is an interior project, and the author has created both sunny and overcast environments for this project. And this is a viewport. This is a final output using DeFi Lite. And this one is a small villa. You can see that there are proxy models in DeFi Lite, in SketchUp and highly detailed models in D5 Lite. And this is the final render. And the author also uses the AI in D5 Lite to enhance this project. So we hope D5 Lite becomes the starting point of your new D5 workflow. And powered by D5 Engine, Lite is just beginning to unlock its full potential. Currently it supports SketchUp, but we are also working fast to support other modeling tools very soon. So next, we'll show how to do everything in D5 Lite. So let me open up my SketchUp model. So just a few seconds. Have installed D5 Lite for SketchUp, we can use this button to start it. And we can split the screen with half for Lite and half for SketchUp. And inside Lite, there will be two modes for you to choose from, the AI mode and the render mode. So if we move the camera in SketchUp, D5 Lite will follow. But we can also move independently in D5 Lite using WASD keys. But if we move the camera in SketchUp again, D5 Lite will step back to it. So sometimes if we want to edit the SketchUp model without being interfered by D5 Lite, there will be a button called View Sync. Just click on it and the connection will be broken. Here we'll find a proper composition for this project and save it using the Add Scene button. And you can see the perspective has been synced back to SketchUp as well. And the environment settings and post-editing effects will be saved as well. So every time you tweak these parameters, make sure to update the scene in D5 Lite. And when we edit models in SketchUp, you can see everything is synced into D5 Lite in real time. Apart from modeling everything from ground yourself, you can also use the assets from D5 Lite. So I'll just pick a tree here and add it into SketchUp. You can see that there is a proxy model in SketchUp, but a highly detailed model in D5 Lite. So when you rotate the proxy model, there will be no stock. But still, you can check every details in D5 Lite. So apart from the built-in as a library from D5 Lite, you can also use the Works assets. We'll just open the launcher and go to Works. And let's see if we can find something I need here. Okay, this one looks pretty good. And let's drag and drop it. Okay, that's perfect. So we have prepared a few material templates in D5 Lite, and you can check them out upon clicking this button. And you can see that there are 6 common material templates. For this floor to ceiling window, we will use the glass template. And select it, and the specular, and then the transparency. Okay, that looks perfect. So for this metal pillar, I will go for the metal template, and then the roughness. Okay, it looks good now. And then the water, the depth, and then the color. So still there are many other templates, but we don't have spaces for them. So yeah, let's continue to edit lightings. I will first choose a rectangular light and put it here and resize it using the SketchUp tool, enlarge it. Okay, let's move it under the roof
and I need a lower intensity and a warmer color. So we are ready to export this project. So the standard image quality refers to 2K resolution and high refers to 4K. And we can also choose if we can export PNG or JPG images. And we can also choose the aspect ratio, and I will go for the fill window option here. Okay, yeah, we'll just start rendering. And note that this is a 2K image and we just finished rendering within less than a minute. So it's very impressive and very quick. And the light sources and proxy models from D5 Lite will all be recorded right inside SketchUp, so you don't have to save any other files. So when we switch to the AI mode, it will automatically capture the view from the render mode. But you can also manually capture the view from SketchUp using this button. And then we have some options for AI mode. So the AI generations are mainly affected by 4 elements. The first is the style presets. You can see that we have prepared a bunch of style presets for you and for interior spaces, for architects, and for landscapes. The second one is the structure weight. It controls how exactly the building in the AI generations matches your original model. So if I choose the accurate style here, it means that AI will stick to my model and won't change anything of it. And the third one is the reference image, and finally your prompt. And here I will choose that 4 numbers of image at each round, and I want high quality generations. Okay, let's start. And yeah, we should wait a few moments as D5 Lite's AI is processing our request on the cloud, so it might be affected by your network. Okay, we got all of our 4 results. If you can check them, and if you feel any of this one happy for you, you can save them, or you can run another new round to generate totally new images. And that's basically everything for AI mode and render mode in D5 Lite. And next up, I want to show how to connect D5 Lite to D5 Render. So if we click this button to start D5 Render, and it will read the data from D5 Lite in just a few seconds. Okay, just a moment. I'll create a new project. Okay, almost there. Okay, oh yeah, we got it. So you can see the lights and the materials have all been brought into D5 Render, and we can start from here to add more vegetation or create animations or tours in D5 Render. So yeah, that's basically everything for this workflow, and we'll move on. Thank you.
Okay, so we just completed our operation in D5 Lite, and I have seen that many of you are asking which modeling tools does D5 Lite support. So currently we support SketchUp, but we have already working on to develop D5 Lite for Revit Rhino, and very fast 3ds Max and other modeling tools. So just stay tuned. They will be released very soon. Okay, so next up are the updates in DeFi Render. So in version 3.0, we've added quite a few features that many of you have been asking for. First is the ocean. In the past, creating coastline waves and foam took a bit of manual tweaking, but in 3.0, DeFi now uses an algorithm to detect meshes or terrain that collide with the water surface and automatically generates coastlines, nearshore waves, and foam effects for you. And next is true displacement. Another highly anticipated feature that have topped many of your wish list. So it's actually very easy to use, and we'll walk through it step by step in a moment. And we've also optimized and upgraded some existing features like clouds, the AI agent with AI C-match and exit recommendation, and also AI model generation to make them smoother and more powerful. On top of that, there are lots of practical improvements, like custom path. Now it lets you adjust different object categories separately. So in post-processing, you can set a custom background color, so your viewport can switch to a clean, solid color. And also material textures now support direct import of CYMK color mode images. You don't need to convert them to RGB first. And you can also control the HDRI resolution for the viewport and outputs. If you'd like to see the full list of updates, you can head over to DeFi Forum, the news column, and check out the post titled What's New in DeFi 3.0. So, all right, we'll get started on the live demonstration of DeFi Render and take a closer look at these features in action. So let me find my project in just a few seconds. Taking a look at volumetric clouds. Compared to previous versions, DeFi 3.0 adds detailed cloud layer controls and global settings and cloud presets. Overall, it's much more flexible and gives you a lot more freedom than before. So let's check out the cloud presets first. Just click on this thumbnail and it's applied instantly. As you can see, each preset already comes with well-tuned parameters, so even using them as is gives you really solid results. But if you are more used to the old cloud system, you can also choose the legacy preset, which switches back to the previous version's parameter panel. And after that, you can keep using a preset as a base and start tweaking the cloud layers. So here I will go first for the amount, which controls the low-level clouds, and then middle-level clouds, and next cirrus clouds. So next to amount, there's a button that opens up more advanced settings, for example, thickness and curl. You can see the clouds transition from a smooth loop to a more twisted, curly shape. Other parameters are pretty intuitive, so I won't dive into them. But one thing that's especially useful is cloud coverage. It controls in which area I want clouds to appear. For example, if I switch to direction and I can rotate the direction slider, the cloud layout updates accordingly, so it's very convenient. If I want low clouds to appear only near the horizon, I can use skyline. And the entire sky does exactly what it sounds like. Clouds cover the whole sky. Besides all the manual cloud controls, we have random seed. So if I enter 28 and then 36, you can see the cloud shape change. You can also use the dice icon to randomize it instantly, so it's quick and easy.
For global settings, I won't tweak them each. I will just do them all quickly here. And one more interesting option is cast shadows. When I turn this on, you can see DeFi simulates sunlight passing through the clouds and casting shadows onto the scene, which instantly makes everything feel realistic. So with this new volumetric cloud, it's much easier to create depth and variation in cloud height. In this scene, for example, I'm using low-level clouds to simulate mist drifting through the mountains. And then I will use the mid and high-level clouds, shape the clouds in the sky. Yeah, right over here. So we will cover the exact workflow in a dedicated tutorial on our YouTube channel. Yeah, this one over here.
Hi, and welcome to the Volumetric Clouds tutorial. In D5.3,
Alright, now let's take a look at how to use true displacement material. So I prepared a project with a stone strip beside our pool. Quick tip here, we can select this material. If your model's UVs are a bit messy in your modeling software, you can enable triplanar mapping. This helps prevent texture stretching or sliding on your model surface. But in our case, the UVs are fine, so we'll leave it off. Then we'll change the model template to displacement. So once that's done, the first step is to insert our height map. This part is essential. And after the height map is in, you can see there's an option called True Displacement. Make sure this is turned on, because only after enabling this option will the adjustments actually modify the model's geometry. So next, let's go to the displacement menu and turn on wireframe mode. This lets you clearly see the model's current topology. If your model has relatively low polygon count, the displacement effect might not be very noticeable at first. So we will need to increase the subdivision level to add more mesh density. So by gradually raising the level, we can switch back to the normal view. And you can see the displaced surface details become much more visible. And if your mesh topology isn't very even to begin with, you can also enable remesh to redistribute the geometry more evenly. This can give you more stable and consistent displacement results, but our model is already fine, so I'll skip this step here. And then let's go back to the height map and slowly increase the strength. So at this point, you should clearly see the displacement effect. But the model looks like it's slightly bulging outward, and that's very normal. We just need to adjust the vertical offset to visually pour the model back into its original position. So finally, there's an option called Maintain Continuity. When enabled, it keeps the texture continuous across seams and corners, so there won't be visible breaks or mismatches. And yeah, that's it. That's a basic workflow for true displacement. The overall process is pretty straightforward, and as long as you follow these steps in order, you'll be good to go. If you have run into any issues for displacement material, you can also check our detailed tutorial just released on our YouTube channel, which is this one.
Hi, and welcome to this tutorial. Today, we'll show you how to use true displacement to modify physical geometry to create realistic surface relief. It's important to note that enabling true displacement increases memory usage.
So next, I will take a look at the ocean system. Before we start using it, let's briefly understand how it's structured. So once we add an ocean, an infinite ocean surface will appear in the scene. At the same time, coastlines are automatically generated around D5's built-in terrain. For imported objects, we can also manually set coastlines around them. Within the coastline area, you will see near-shore waves and foam, and caustics will appear as well. At the moment, the size of the coastline area is fixed, approximately 5 by 5 kilometers. Alright, so once we understand this structure, we can start working with it. So I just opened a coastal resort scene, but it might take a few moments to open it. So yeah. So we've just opened the prepared coastal resorts. The main buildings and the terrain were set up in advance. Before we jump into the ocean demo, there's a small update I'd like to introduce first, the viewport navigation. So previously, we supported orbit, fly, and walk modes. But since many users are used to the navigation styles from their modeling software, so we have also added a range of navigation presets to match those workflows. And D5's previous orbit and fly modes have been merged into a free mode. You can try it out using the navigation tool from Menu, Help Center, and open this guide. Yeah, you can see it's a step-by-step guide and you can experience all the steps. So let me do this quickly. Okay, so we just completed this guide. But if this mode doesn't feel right for you, we've also added 2 presets that correspond to the old modes. So you can just pick whatever you're comfortable with. If you want to customize navigation shortcuts, you can do that under Preferences and the navigation section, like here. Yeah. So, all right, we are now ready to start working with the ocean. You will find the ocean tool in the terrain menu. So once we click on it, a dynamic ocean will appear in the scene. The ocean has 2 main parts, the surface and the coastline, so which matches the structure we just talked about. Our surface mainly controls the large-scale waves and the overall ocean material. So first we'll adjust the height. And as we increase this value, you can see the entire sea level rise. So here we'll just find a height that works well with the hotel's terrain. Yeah, this one's good. So the second setting is wave scale. It actually affects the width of the waves. If we slowly increase the value, you will see the waves becoming wider. And yeah, just like that. And then wave height is pretty straightforward. It controls the vertical height of the waves. And if we increase the speed, we can simulate the rough, stormy seas. But for this scene, we want a calm ocean, so I will tone this values back down. And next is the ocean surface material, which have 2 parts, the absorption and scatter. Absorption can be understood as the surface color of the ocean. So here we will tweak a lighter blue to keep it clear. And scatter represents the color of light after it scatters inside the water. Since seawater usually contains particles, this color is typically deeper than the surface color. So here we'll give it a darker blue. And depth affects the transparency of the water. For example, we have an image to show you the difference. You can see there's an underwater cliff here. That area looks much heavier and darker compared to the shallow beach. So in this scene, we want the ocean to feel deeper in color, so we'll increase the depth a bit. Of course, you can adjust this based on your own projects. So, all right, that covers the large-scale ocean surface. Now let's move on to the coastline. The coastline panel has three parts: general, material, and foam. So let's start with the coastline anchor. For terrain created using DeFi's built-in terrain tools, coastlines are generated automatically, but for other projects, we need to manually set one. So in this scene, we will click the plus icon and add the hotel terrain. Okay, yeah. So you can see that there's a coastline just generated around the hotel. And also the coastline updates automatically. For example, if we go back to the ocean surface and raise the ocean height, you can see the coastline update accordingly. However, if a coastline anchor is manually removed, then the coastline will need to be adjusted manually. So once the coastline is in place, let's adjust the general settings. One thing to note here is that this size refers to the width of the wave area inside the coastline. Yeah, you can see the wave area became narrower. For example, if I increase the size to 80, you can see the wave area will be much wider. But if I lower it to 40, the difference is very clear. And next one is near shore wave speed, which is also easy to understand. So we'll just keep it relatively low here. And next is near shore wave weight. The smaller the value is, the closer the waves are to each other. So it will create a denser wave pattern along the shore. Yeah, and this one's closely related to the size setting and they influence each other as well. So just keep that in mind while you adjust them. And the coastline area also has its own watercolor settings. So here we'll just set them both. And our ocean system includes automatic watercolor blending. The closer the ocean surface is to the ground, the more it blends toward the coastline color. The further away it is, the more it resembles the ocean surface color. So next one, we also provide a foam toggle. So when this is enabled, the foam will appear both along the shoreline and in the nearshore waves. You can adjust the settings based on your own needs. I will just quickly do everything here. So, all right, with that, the ocean setup is basically complete. Let's take a look at the final results. And next one, we got this angle. So you can see the sunlight cast over the surface, which is pretty stunning. Okay, so that wraps up the ocean. And next one, we'll talk about the city generator. So let me open the project I just prepared. And for the city generator, we've also added a few new features this time, the procedural building. So before you might need it to manually adjust facades and rooftops one by one, but now it's much easier. So I will show you in this scene later. Okay, so I've already imported the urban context using the city generator. So you can see all the city elements are imported. So we'll just select the building group in the resource list and you will see there's a style toggle here. So once we turn it on, and wait a few seconds. So you can see the building facades just switch from flat colors to realistic textures. Okay, so on top of that, there are two more styles to choose from, the European style and glass box. So I'll choose the European style first. And let's wait a few moments. Okay, you can see the vibe of the whole scene change right away. And next, I will try the glass box. So every building just switched to semi-transparent blocks. And here I will just switch back to the general style. Okay, so if you don't want every building to look exactly the same, that's not a problem either. So I just pick an individual building over here and I will give it a different facade. So I feel like making this one more commercial. So I'll just choose the commercial style. And yeah, it's done. So we also get a random speed option here. So you can quickly switch the appearance. Okay, so this one looks good. I will apply it to another building. And yeah, looks good. So roof works the same way. I can style them separately. So here are some options to choose from. I will just use the flat roof and then check green roof and also with stair rail. So you can see the system just mix them together. Also check the default roof. And yeah, that's a basic workflow for procedural building. So with this feature, you don't have to model everything from scratch anymore, just a few steps, and the atmosphere of the surrounding buildings come together really quickly, so it's super convenient. And okay, that wraps up the content for procedural building. And next, let's move on to the new AI features. So next, we want to talk about the new AI features, and I have opened a prepared project here. So first we'll go to the AI agent, which is located next to the assets button. So you will see that there will be two new features in AI agent, which are AI C-match and AI asset recommendation. And first I will use the AI C-match, and you can see it has 3 preset styles. But here I want to try a totally new one. So I'll just type in optimize the thing to okay, just enter and send it. So the agent will analyze our request and try to create a suitable atmosphere for our project. So we just need to wait a few moments. Okay, you can see it's analyzing the environment, and also it's generating a reference image for us. Okay, so we just got a reference image and not bad at all. But here I want to add some pens and furniture to the scene, so I will just enter another request, which is and add a tropical palm grove behind it. Also replace the foreground. With a green accented few palm trees. Okay, let's go. So AI is generating a new result for us, but still keeps the blue sky. Yeah, so agent has just offered us a new reference image, and that's pretty nice. So how do I just transfer the atmosphere from this reference image to our current project? I just click this button and it will use the AI atmosphere match to create the vibe for us. Yeah, you can see the style is being migrated. Okay, that's exactly the environment I want. So let's move on to the button next to the atmosphere, which is recommend assets similar to the models in the reference image. So I just give it a click and AI will analyze the plants in the scene and suggest matching assets from D5 asset library. So just a moment. So you can see that a AI agent has precisely extract the plants from the reference image. So I'll just open this recommended assets from D5 asset library and give it a click and apply this lawn to the foreground. Okay. So I'll quickly finish the rest of the lawn area. And also this one here. So then I will start adding palm trees. So just click on the button and jump to the library and drag and drop one here. Okay, scale it and place one next to it, and we can duplicate it. Okay, we'll add another using the brush tool. So just fine tune the random size and okay, let's go. So move to the back of the house and start painting over this area. So apart from using the reference image offered by AI agent, you can also upload your own reference image. So here I will just upload a picture that I have prepared. Like this one. I input a prompt. Okay, and send the prompt. Okay, still the AI agent is analyzing our request, and we need to wait a few more seconds. So you can see that AI agent has successfully extracted furniture and plants from the scene. So here I will go for this patio umbrella. Okay, let's place it over here. Let's zoom in and place it over here. Okay, looks nice. But I still need a few more outdoor pieces, so I just keep typing outdoor furniture. Okay, so AI has just offered me a few more options. I think I will go for this one and download it and place it next to the patio umbrella. Just rotate it. Okay, move around and duplicate this one. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty nice. So you might notice that we have this DeFi Works button. So when I click on it, we can find more options from the DeFi Works as a library. So I want to add a landscape element. So I would just go to this section and see if I will add this flower box. Just download it. So I'll just drag and drop this flower box into this project and move it to the proper place and also duplicate it. Okay, so we just complete the entire scene using the AI agent workflow, and you can see that everything is neat and clean and nicely put together. So with AI agents, you don't have to spend time looking for resources, and it will streamline your entire workflow. And next, we want to introduce the AI model generation. Previously, we have text to 3D. In DeFi 3.0, we have the new image to 3D. So you just need to upload your reference images from multiple angles, and our AI will generate corresponding models for you. But we won't dive into detail here. We will just display our trailer and see how it works. Okay, so that completes all for our new AI features. So by the way, we have a new feature called custom background color just added to the effect panel, and when we turn it on, you can adjust the color for the background, and here I will just set it to white. This color will only affect the background of this project, but it won't change the reflections or the shadows. And another update is that when we turn on the outline mode, in previous versions, you won't be able to output the material ID channel, but in the new DeFi 3.0 version, you can check this on. So it makes the channel output much easier and convenient. So D5 has always been pushing the boundary of immersive presentations. And we know that many of you have been asking for the virtual tours for a long time. So finally, this one is available to individual users. So now you have three kind of virtual tours to choose from. The first is the panorama tour. You can directly upload the panorama rendered from DeFi Render and combine it into a virtual tour. And next one is the spatial tour. Spatial tour is a virtual space that contains precise data for your spaces. It supports moving around and checking the different views in the list. And also you can upload your own custom floor plan. And also you can use VR devices to preview it in your browser. And also you can share it with your audience using a link or a QR code. Yeah, you can also scan this QR code to check it on your mobile phone. So next, we'll demonstrate how to create a spatial tour in DeFi Render. So here we have prepared a project, and then we'll go to the tour menu and click on it. So we'll select the spatial tour and continue to edit. So first we can create a camera position and then move forward and create a second one and click done. So with everything ready, you can check these two camera positions and choose a resolution that you would like to output. So here I will use 8K and I will choose render. So next one we'll demonstrate how to create a XR tour. So here we can choose the XR tour and then edit. So the first step is to choose a camera template, which includes hemisphere, cube, and sphere. So here I will go to CamSphere. And next I will choose a focal point, which is the center of this camera template. So this point is the center of the entire camera templates. And then I will adjust the radius of the camera templates to about 10,000. And then I will choose the sampling precision to high. And then we can preview the entire XR tour. First, I will tweak the field of view and focal length for each camera. And then we can use WASDs to switch between each camera on the matrix. And yeah, so the final step is to export the XR tour. Please note that each camera template includes multiple images from each camera on the matrix. So please make sure your storage location has sufficient spaces for this tour. And I will go for the 2K resolution for this XR tour, and then we are ready to render it. So I will skip the rendering process here, but display a complete XR tour. So you can see that you can move freely around in this tour, and the precision is very accurate. And also in DeFi 3.0, we have optimized our core technology. Previously, we used 3D Gaussian splatting to reconstruction the space, and now you can also train multiple camera metrics for the same project. So the precision will be greatly enhanced by multiple camera templates. And this XR tour is especially used for large-scale projects like urban context and skyscrapers. And also you can add your custom hotspots linking to other XR tours.
Okay, so we've basically finished everything for DeFi Render 3.0 features. So yeah, so if you have any questions, please feel free to post in the chat box. I will be able to answer it now. So sorry guys, just feel so nervous during the operation. Yeah, the XR tour is powered by the 3D Gaussian splatting technology you can check out in DeFi Render. Yeah, I can show it again. Okay. So the credits for AI agents, okay. So AI agents are basically included in the DeFi Pro subscription plan. So you don't need to buy extra credits for it. So every community plan can get 50 trial credits for the AI features, but the AI model generation requires additional 10 trial credits for it. If you have run out of the AI model generation credits, you can submit a form, and our product team will issue another round of credits for you. Can you have spatial tours inside the XR tours? The answer is probably like this. So if you have an XR tour, you can have a media hotspots linking to another spatial tour. The custom background or solid background, it's already inside DeFi Render. You just need to go to the you just need to go to the effect panel and find it to enable it. Is it possible to get triplanar and displacement at the same time? Yes, you can. Can you share the virtual tour with anyone? Do you need online storage to show them what capacity? Yes, you can share the virtual tour with everyone. Online storage, I believe that if you subscribe to DeFi Pro, you will have like 10 gigabytes to store the tours. Okay, nice work, DeFi team. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us as well. And thank you for your support all the way. Are there any updates on when our DeFi Lite will be available for Mac? So our team is still working on the Mac version. It's definitely on our agenda. So yeah. Is DeFi Lite free for, yes, DeFi, you can use the real-time rendering of DeFi Lite for free. If you want to use the AI mode in DeFi Lite, you still have the 50 trial credits, just like any other AI features in DeFi Render. But if you have run out of the 50 trial credits, you will need to subscribe to DeFi Pro, but only the AI feature in DeFi Lite requires DeFi Pro subscribe license. Is it possible to create true displacement on imported materials? Yes, you can. But you can't use true displacement on live synced models. So if you want to use true displacement, make sure to break the live sync with your modeling tools. Does D5 offer student discounts? Actually, we have a free educational license for students. You can just apply on D5's official websites, which is here. Click apply. And yeah, you can get an educational license for free. Okay, guys. How is D5 Lite different from the already existing live sync plugins? Okay, so D5 Lite is actually a real-time render plugin, and it also has all the live sync features from D5 Live Sync. And we are developing D5 Lite for all the workflows. So in the future, you might find that or D5 Live Sync will be incorporated with D5 Lite. Okay, so that's basically for the QA section. And finally, we have the 7-day D5 Pro free trial for everyone. So you can redeem this to get 7-day D5 Pro. And this is a limited offer, so make sure to redeem it as fast as possible. So if you have any feedback on this seminar, or if you need a live demonstration for your team from our experts, you can scan this QR code and fill a form to share with us. Yeah, that's basically everything for today. And thank you guys. Bye. Thank you guys, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you. Bye.